What's up, YouTube? Leo Sheng here, host of the Extreme Philly Fishing channel. It is that time of the month again, fellas. And by that time of the month, I don't mean time to collect welfare, alright? I am talking about Mystery Tackle Box unboxing. So yes, I'm bringing you guys today another Mystery Tackle Box unboxing video, right? But before that, I just would like to thank very much one of my sponsors, Tackle, for sending me this awesome t-shirt. As you guys know, I am sponsored by Tackle, right? Proudly is sponsored by Tackle. So if you're not familiar with their products, you know, I'm leaving the description, the link in the description of this video. Go check them out, alright? And if you decide to purchase something, either if it is their mummy worms, the Goldie collection, Bass Tungsten collection, Biwalures, whatever you decide to get, right? Just don't forget, use the coupon ExtremePhillyFishing at the end of your order so you can save 10% off, right? After all, economy is quite troubling nowadays. Anyways, let's get this Mystery Tackle Box started. Let's get right into it. Unboxings are always ad-lib. In other words, I don't know what comes inside the box, and all my reactions are 100% genuine. Bah! There we go. Let's open the box. This is the Panfish box for the month of July. Let's open this box now and see what is inside this little treasure chest that we got for the month of July. As always, you guys have all the glory to have a view of the box first. So there you go. This is the Mystery Tackle Box Panfish edition for the month of July. Whoa, you gotta be kidding me, man. Whoo, this is good stuff right here. We got a live target lure inside here. So alright, let's see what we got in this month's box. Alright, we got the live target days jerkbait right here in my hands. I'm gonna go through them one by one. We got the Soo Baits mini fry. Where are my Soo Baits mini fry? Soo Baits. Oh, there we go. We got the Soo Baits mini fry on the value of $3 for a 6-pack. The first one was actually $12.99. We got the Impulse Jig and Tail is Lug Bug. Alright, there you go. Impulse Jig and Tail is Lug Bug by Northland Tackle on the value of $3.89. We got here the Crappie Flip R by Cream Lures, okay, on the value of $1.50 for a 6-pack. Then we got here a Hair Jig by Knothead Tackle on the value of $1.79. So first of all, right, and before anything else, I can see that this is quite odd, alright? Not so odd because I understand what Mystery Tackle Box did here, but I got only 5 baits for the month of July, okay? And I truly understand that they probably reduced the number of baits, right? I usually get 6, 7, right? They probably reduced it to 5 because of the days jerkbait by live target, right? On the value of $12.99. Now I understand this is $12.99. You can't include a lot of other lures in here, right? I mean, you know, but what happened to the what happened to the concept of tackle exploration, you know? Well, alright, I guess for this month, you know, we will make this exception, right? Sometimes it is good to go with quality over quantity, right? Alright, so let's go through these one by one. First of all, we got here the Days Jerkbait, as I mentioned just now, okay? By live target on the value of $12.99. It says here, let this small jerkbait sink slowly and work with an erratic retrieve to call in predators of all kinds. Let's open it up and just let me double check here how deep this thing dives, okay? But let me open this thing up first. Live target products are a little bit tricky to open up. So this thing here dives 4 to 5 feet. Okay, whoa, 4 to 5 feet. That's pretty deep, all right? Most places where I fish at here, right, in in the Northeast, they don't really go 4 or 5 feet. Okay, some places do. It depends. Alrighty, so we open it up here. We got here the live target. Little jerk bait. There we go. It is a beautiful color, I'm not gonna lie. You know, it has a golden hue with a little red on the side, right? Truly, perhaps to resemble a dace, right? I have never caught a dace yet, and I haven't seen dace that grows to about this size, but I get the idea, okay? They did it very realistic to resemble a dace. Being a live target lure, okay, you gotta understand that this lure will probably have very good action in the water, and it is going to work really well. I have never been disappointed by live target before, and I don't think this is going to be the first lure that is going to disappoint me on that, okay? Second thing that came inside the box, right, was the mini fry by Soo Baits, $3 for a 6-pack, right? I have gotten a few baits from Soo Baits before. All of them came from Mystery Tackle box. You got here the mini fry, right? Value of $3 for 6. And I gotta tell you, it worked for me, you know? I mean, in terms of durability, they weren't very durable, but, you know, I fish for panfish, right, using these boxes. But you gotta understand that in terms of action, you know, the lures did work really well. So there you go. We got here the mini fry, okay, which it really looks like a tadpole, but you get the idea, right? It's got a chubby body here, right, with a little tail that brings a very, very cool action under the water. As I like to tell people, with small baits like this, you know, you can hook them 2 ways, right? The first way is really to put a jig head on this and just jig it under the water. 1/64 ounce, even a 1/32 ounce would work with something like this. Or if you want to be more innovative about it, right? Get a little hook, okay? It could be an octopus hook, it could be even a J hook or a wide gap hook. Just put it in front of its face, okay? And then you will see that you will catch some fish with that as well. Just throw it out there without weight, right? Or sometimes you can even add a split shot to it and retrieve it slowly. Fish will certainly bite on it. If the panfish are a little bit bigger, they are going to inhale it. So this was the second bait for the box, all right? Third bait for the box was the Impulse Jig and Tail is Lug Bug by Northland Tackle. There we go. We got here the Impulse. Northland Tackle is this company that I have gotten a few lures from them before, right? And one thing that you guys need to keep in mind is this thing here is $3.89, okay? $3.89 for 5 of them, and it comes with 2 little jig head. And you may look at me and say, Leo, it sounds pretty reasonable for its price, right? But truth be told, you know, and I mean, I don't mean to say that Impulse lures are not good, okay? They are amazing. I really think that they are a little bit overpriced. This is just my personal opinion, okay? And that is because, look at this, right? This is the Impulse Jig and Tail is Lug Bug, right? And look at this. I bet this got awesome action, okay? You can see right away. Look at this. Look at this. You know that the action on this little tail here is just going to be so much better than the mini fry that we just went over, you know? Because you gotta understand something. You gotta understand that when companies sacrifice some of its durability, okay, for more action, right, you are going to catch more fish. The downside is this thing is going to get bad real fast, real fast. Maybe I have 2 bluegill bite on this little tail, and the tail is going to be gone, all right? If this happens, let's say 3 bluegill per lure, and I have 5 right here, right? 3 times 5, 15. I catch 15 fish, and then what's gonna happen? The tail is all going to be gone, you know? Whereas I can go to Dick's Sporting Goods or somewhere else, get a jar of Gulp minnows that also has very good flexibility and very good motion for about $3.89. It comes like 15 a jar, and you know, I will catch many more fish with that. So again, I'm not saying that Impulse lures here, right, by Northland Tackle are not good. No, they do things that are very high quality, that will catch you fish, all right? This is very good action right here. But you gotta look from an economic standpoint, you know? Are you willing to pay the amount of money for this thing when you could be actually purchasing something else in a much more large scale, right? In a larger scale that is going to last you more and catch you more fish. This is something you, the angler, need to think about, okay? Fourth thing that came inside the box here was the Crappie Flip R by Cream Lures 150 for a 6-pack. Alright, so there you go. Let's open this up because this thing certainly looks very, very interesting. This actually looks like something that I just watched on Andrew Flair's channel. He was doing the Lucky Tackle Box, X-Large Box unboxing for the month of July, right? And he had a lure that was very similar to this, I can tell you right away. It was very similar in a sense that the lure had also 2 tails, right? It wasn't to resemble the same type of creature though, okay? I don't even know exactly what is this thing supposed to resemble. Let's read right here. It says, perfect for all of your panfish needs. This soft plastic bait will instantly become one of her favorites for any presentation. So I don't know, when I see something like this, right, with a little beaver tail, it always came to my attention that this thing is maybe resembling some type of crawfish, you know? I don't know, it could be resembling something else, you know? Lures are just weird nowadays, you know? You never know what the heck they're supposed to resemble other than the fact that they will bite. Fish will look at them and be like, ooh, I never saw something like this before, you know? So let's go there and chew it up to see if it is edible or not. Alright, so you know, this here, I bet it would work. Once again, you know, jig head. I could even use this as a little trailer, okay, for finesse fishing, truth be told, okay? And I'm sure this would come to work. In terms of durability, this seems to be much more durable than the Impulse jig and tail, so you know, a pack of this would last you many more fish, okay? So let's put this away. And finally, the last one, right, that came inside the box, the hair jig, not head tackle, on the value of $179. There's one jig. There's only one jig. So this one jig by Not Head Tackle costs $179. Oh boy, man. One jig for $1.79. You know what that means, right? That means that when you go out there and you, you know, get snagged on something, you just lost $1.79, alright? You got snagged on the rock, you got this on a tree, $1.79, gone, alright? Now, I understand, truly I understand that this may be some really good quality stuff with some hair at the end, right? But I mean, come on, $179, I don't know if I would be willing to pay $1.79 for something like this, okay? It says here this hair jig gives you a natural profile and realistic undulating action, a must-have for finicky panfish. Don't take me wrong. I'm sure that this thing works, okay? I'm sure that this thing works really well. But again, from an economic standpoint, for $1.79, all right, I could go out there in the market and purchase many jig heads, many jig heads, all right? Like, take for example the jig heads that I regularly use, the trout magnet jig heads by Leyland Lures, right? I mean, seriously, I buy a big pack of those, big one, okay, for like what, $3-4, maybe $5. It comes a lot of them. You lose them, you retie them. This here, if you lose them, right? I mean, it just came one. I lost it. That's it, you know. Anyways, this is the box that came for the month of July, right? As always, it comes with a little Libel digest. It comes with a little, you know, scratcher prize and a little sticker. 5 lures, all right? And the total value here, let's say here, 13, 16, 19, 88. Okay, about $22, $23, all right? So, folks, I don't know. Quality over quantity, right? The only lure that I really liked it here in this box for this Panfish edition for this month was really the Days Jerkbait, right? By Live Target on the value of $12.99. And truth be told, if I wanted one of these, I would just go to Dick's Sporting Goods or even Amazon or eBay, and maybe I will find it for a cheaper price, right? And get one of these, okay? Everything else that came, 3 different types of soft plastics, just different shapes, alright? Because seriously, the mini fry and the Impulse jig and tail and the crappie flip, they're all soft plastic baits, okay? They're all small, okay, I get it, but they're all different shapes. But truth be told, I would fish them all the same way. Put it on a jig head, right? And for people to do a slam with this box, pretty much Mr. Tackle Box gave you 3 jig heads inside this box, so you would jig all three of them same technique, okay? So I don't know, you guys want me to do an MTB slam for this box, you know? Okay, let's do it like this then. If you guys leave a bunch of likes on this video, I would do an MTB slam, right? Let's aim for more than 200. I get more than 200 likes on this video, I'm going to do an MTB slam for panfish for this month. Sounds good? And I mean, I don't know how many panfish I will catch on this thing here, but you bet I may be able to catch 1 or 2 bass, you know? I mean, panfish, whoo, I don't know what type of panfish would bite on something like this, like legit, all right? A very big bluegill maybe, very big perch. But anyways, you know, this is it for the month of July, you know. I know it was a very short unboxing, only 14 minutes. This is short for me since I usually do 30 or so, right? But 5 viewers, there's only so much time you can use for 5 viewers, right? So anyways, this is it. I hope you guys enjoyed the Mystery Tackle box unboxing for this month. If I were to rate this box, let's do a little poll here in the video, right? I'm gonna put a little poll on the cards above. Why don't you guys rate it for me? From 1 to 5, okay? What rating would you give to this box here for the month of July? Let me know, alright? Tie lines, folks, and until next video.